Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm waiting for friends to jump on. I am super excited. Let's see. Hi, everyone hopping on. Let's see. There's Ashley. Let me see if I can invite you. It's on. Hello. Hi.
Hi. We're
See.
doing it. All right.
Let's see. I just invited Laura.
Okay.
I see you, Laura. I invited you. Let's see if it lets you on too. Let's see. Is it working, Laura?
Hello!
Hey.
Hi, ladies!
Hello, sunshine.
How are
We
you?
did it! Technologically!
Yes! That was really easy, honestly.
Oh, yay! Look at all the people joining us. I'm so excited.
Hi, everyone. So let's just start by introducing ourselves. So I am Allison Marucci. I'm a mom of a 1.5-year-old and a 5-year-old. I have been in the fitness world for probably 5 years now. We currently live in Florida. We own a pool and lawn business down here. And I do Modere with these amazing ladies that we met in Arizona at a leadership retreat. So it has been a lot of fun. I have been with Modere for 1 year now. Someone else can go.
Let me go, Laura. You got it. Are you next?
I'll go ahead and go. Hi, everybody. I'm Laura. And obviously, Allison mentioned how the three of us connected. We're all in the health and wellness world, fitness, personal training, etc. But we are super pumped because of that connection. We just have such a passion for wanting to help others. Particularly, we're talking today about vacation bounce backs. I joked with the girls because I've been doing this for over 25 years. I was like, I'm the mom. But we had such a great time together, you know, meeting each other in Arizona. And I really do feel like, you know, regardless, I think collectively, I was trying to count up. I think collectively we're getting close, and it's because I've contributed a lot of these, but almost 50 years of experience between the three of us in doing this and really finding great ways to help each other stay accountable and stay healthy. So that's what we wanted to share today. And so I'm just really pumped. I'm the mom of a 22 and 19-year-old. So I'm lucky enough that now they do these things with me when we go on vacation. So I've got the opposite end of the spectrum of these two ladies.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, so I am Ashley Duran. I am a wife and a mama of 2. I have a toddler and a teen, so I'm kind of like in between. I have the 3.5-year-old and then I have the 15-year-old. So I'm kind of with both of these ladies when it comes to like our kids. I'm based here in Southern California, and I own a gym here with my husband in Redlands, California. And same thing, I have been online coach, personal trainer for a little over 10 years. And I feel like me with like the space that I'm in right now, I love to share all things like healthy and sustainable lifestyle. So I'm excited for us all to share just like our tips with coming back from vacation or the retreat. I had an extended vacation, so I was with these ladies, and then I also went to Vegas. So I'm excited so we can all have like this honest conversation on like our experiences and share our tips.
Go ahead, Laura. You can start it.
So the first thing, obviously, if you guys checked out our little flyer, we wanted to start with kind of motivate, like how do you stay motivated and how do you stay keeping a positive mindset or using gratitude to really allow some grace for yourself. But then to also try and stay consistent while we're gone, because one of the things that we found was you have time zone changes. So, you know, maybe literally your sleep schedule is off, which makes it difficult to adhere to some program that you're usually on at home. But also you might be with people who we were lucky enough that we were with a lot of like-minded individuals who wanted to work out and eat fairly healthy, but that's not always the case. And especially when you get into vacation mindset, you're like, I am going to treat myself for a week. So how do you find that balance and maybe allow those things to happen? And then lastly, you know, when you are somewhere else, you may not have access to being able to exercise, and like, what can you do? How can you stay motivated? So that's really, I think, the topic that we wanted to talk about first. So I'd love for you guys to just share, let's talk specifically just about, you know, because we were together and we were people coming together from all different time zones. So some of us, Allison and myself, were going from East Coast to Pacific, which was rough. And then Ashley didn't have quite as much of a time zone change, thankfully. But just share a little bit, you guys, when you talk about, like, let's just talk about sleep first. And like, how do we stay consistent? How do we stay motivated? How do we give ourselves some grace or gratitude?
So for me personally, coming from Eastern to Mountain and then back to Mountain to Eastern, and traveling basically up for 24 hours and traveling and all of the things, I can say thankfully for my supplements and just the excitement of going somewhere new and all of that stuff kept my adrenaline going. But I will say sleep was, when we were there, it was weird because we would go to bed so late and it was so late back home. And then me and Laura were literally up at like 6 a.m. Mountain Time, which is like super early here at Eastern. So we were getting maybe like 6 hours of sleep a night, and I like need a good 9, 10, 11 hours personally. And I know that has a lot to go with, I mean, levels in my body, weight loss, all of the things. And just coming out of a competition, I'm still regulating all of my things. So I know sleep is super, super important and I need to prioritize it. We got home and like I was in bed early the night we got back. It literally probably took me a good week to like get back to normal. Like,
what about you, Ashley?
So I'm going to be honest. While we were on the trip, because you guys know that husband went, and so I was like, babe, I got to get my sleep. But he's like, the kids are here. But I did my best. So even though I didn't have like a time difference per se, but I did do my best to get some sleep. But I wasn't like the best with that part. But I do feel like the mindset piece for me was huge with actually coming back. Like, I didn't feel like I was fully filled in that cup when it was like what I normally do. So I really took time to like, I needed to reflect and kind of help my body to get off this like vacation mindset and into like productive mode. And so I took the time to like reflect on like the great memories, like all the experiences that we had, just to like help my mind get back and on track. So I love to journal. I do call it, this little thing that I do is PBJ. So I call it Prayer Bible Journal. I call it my little face sandwich that I try to get back on track if like I haven't had it, because then I don't feel so good. So yeah, so that was really just like my thing with coming home and making sure that that part really helped me.
So one thing that I always like to remind, because Alice and I actually roomed together, so to let you guys know that are watching. And so she was talking about, she's like, man, I don't travel like this a lot, like time zone to time zone. And for those of you that are on here, because I see a lot of people popping on here that know me well, you guys know that I have traveled globally for like 15 years. So I'm talking like 12-hour time changes where I'm flying to China overnight. I have one overnight to get up and then start working 8 to 10-hour days every single day for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, hi, Munchkin. So Allison was like, how am I going to recover? How am I going to get back onto the sleep? Right. So one thing I will say, like, I love this idea, Ashley, that you said you journaled and you were trying to reflect, like, how do I get myself back? I told Allison, you know, this idea of mindset, and you're saying you were using a journal, is we've got to know that we are not, yes, our bodies are amazing machines, but that we also have to allow ourselves time, and that your body literally has to reset. And so time adjustments, typically, like if we are just trying to really let our bodies naturally adjust to a time change, you can do a couple of things. You can just say, fine, I'm going to force myself on day one to be in the new time zone, go to bed at those times, eat at those times, and do that thing. You can try to, if you're there for maybe a short period of time, stay on whatever time zone you live in, and just be like, I'm still going to adhere to that. So I'm going to bed at 6 p.m. while everybody else stays up. That doesn't work, apparently, always.
Yeah.
It certainly didn't for us, because we had an agenda. We were at this retreat together, and so there was an agenda that we were following, that our group was following. So typically, for those of you who are on here, it takes one day for every hour different. So for example, in this case, we went, Allison and I went from East Coast to West Coast time. So that was 3 hour time difference. It took us 3 hours to adjust, 3 days to adjust. So about the day we're leaving, we're like, yay, we're finally getting the hang of this. And then we flew home. Right. And again, because we had one coast to one coast flight, it was like almost 24 hours of travel. So that day almost that's not a recovery day at all. So it's almost 4 days to recover. Some of the ways that we can help with that, though, is, I think too, and this leads into, we're talking about sleep, we're talking about mindset, motivation, knowing that ahead of time, knowing that you've got to make those adjustments, having journaling, having, the grace, because I know Allison and I were texting each other, how are you doing? I'm so tired.
Well, and it's hard because like with 2 little ones, like you go off their schedule really, so you can't sleep in.
Right.
I mean, luckily they do go to bed super early for us, but you can't sleep in. So like I got home Sunday night at 3 a.m. and they were up at 6:30.
Yeah.
So
and for those of you who are on here too, please pop in questions as you're thinking about them.
no,
obviously,
I was trying to see if it's questions if they're coming up, if I can see.
Yeah, I haven't seen any, but I could very well miss those.
Yeah.
But that ties into how else can we help to combat those things? Because I know, Allison, you mentioned that you were coming right off of, you had just competed in a bodybuilding competition in bikini. And so you were on a very strict diet, a very strict training schedule, a very strict sleep schedule. And then you get thrown into this where, let's not lie, ladies, we had mashed potatoes and we had brisket and we had
best food.
Fried chicken.
It was good. It was
Breakfast,
good.
if anybody was following my stories, I was like, yes, I'll have 2 pieces of bacon, 4 pieces of French toast, multiple eggs. So that whole treat yourself thing. So Allison, talk to us a little bit about, because I've had people ask this, it's vacation. So I'm not going to take my supplements. I'll start taking them when I get back.
Right. So personally for me, and I know you guys too, that's the most important time you need to be taking your supplements. Honestly, you are not fueling your body with the right food all the time on vacation, right? You're eating more, you're drinking if you are, there's so many things, maybe not getting your water in or all of those things. So it's super important for you to take those and get all the nutrients you need through your supplements at those times. Because a lot of people come to us and they're like, oh, I'm not going to take my supplements today because I ate like crap and there's no point in taking them. But that's one of the things that we just need to tell people. You need to be taking your supplements every single day. Even the days that you eat like crap, even if it's a week that you eat like crap, you still need to take your supplements.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ashley.
I think because people are so focused in this mindset of weight loss and fat loss, but not paying attention to these products are to help you to fill in those gaps on what's needed so that you can feel good. And so because I hear that a lot too, and I feel that is the mindset piece around taking certain products but not realizing what they are meant for. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that's, yeah.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. When you think about, traveling, for example, I just mentioned some of the things we were eating. So I take it's called a prebiotic. It's a pre, pro, and postbiotic all in one. So it helps with digestion. people, when you are eating the not good things, it's like quadruply important that you actually take that then, because you can help your digestive system stay on track despite the fact that you might be indulging a little bit. And Allison was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to pack mine. I was like, we got to get you back on track. So Ashley, I don't know if you packed anything like that with you.
Yes.
To take like a probiotic.
Yes, no, like that's what I was gonna say. No one likes to be constipated on vacation. No one wants to be backed up. It is the worst feeling, especially in summer when we're gonna be in a bathing suit. Like, who wants? It's like you don't like, you want to enjoy the food, but dang, like you can't. Like, you need. It's the worst feeling. And so, absolutely, that the prebiotic, the probiotic, which we can touch more on, the digestive enzymes, like those are like you have to. With the hydration, I know I was counting Revitalize too, especially in the heat. Like, all of these things are so essential on vacation, not just when we're at home. You know, I feel like they're more important on vacation.
Yeah. We were, obviously we mentioned we were in Tucson, and so it was super dry. And like, what was the coolest day? I think 102 was like the coolest day. So you wouldn't go out there and not drink water. You're like, I'm on vacation, so I'm probably just, you know, drinking pop. I probably should just not worry about the water. That's how I feel people are like about their supplements. Well, I'm on vacation, so no, it's like, it's way more important. So yeah, I was definitely, I saw all of you guys, all three of us were like carrying water bottles with us at all times, making sure. And I will say this too, hydration is not just super crucial. Like, I think people are starting to realize that it was hot, it was summer, it was dry, we needed to hydrate. Hydration helps to beat jet lag. So when we go back to what we were talking about earlier, that time change adjustment, being able to recover, being able to sleep better, water helps with constipation, like being hydrated.
And I think traveling too, like, a lot of people don't want to drink a lot of water when traveling. It's like going to the bathroom and all the things, but it's super, I know it's hard in airports to get your water in and all of the things, but you really need to try, because that's probably why I was backed up, honestly.
People are like, was this really what we dialed in for? Yes. We're talking about poo. Because everybody does it.
And for us women, it's super important, because most women don't, and it's a problem.
Yeah. So
you feel better.
It's so true. And again, so much of it comes down to just making sure that we are consistent and staying hydrated, staying on the supplements that you're taking, trying to, you know, make sure that you're eating, not eating irregularly. Even if that means eating foods that are not normally in your diet, you've still got to fuel your body. So I think that was all really, really critical. Now let's switch a little bit to movement itself. Oh, I love it. Someone put poop emojis in the, in the chat. Right. So we were out there, and again, we were in Tucson, so it was super hot. So it wasn't like we were going to go do workouts in the middle of the day, and we didn't have, there was a gym. Did either of you two go to the gym? Good job.
There was like 2 dumbbells.
So,
was nothing.
I didn't even look in there.
No, it wasn't.
And I'm sure that will shock a lot of my people in here. They're like, what? So when we were there, what would you give for suggestions? And not just for the Tucson trip, but what would you say for other times that you guys have gone places, whether it was with your family, with friends, you know, something similar to this, as far as movement goes? And like, how do you stay motivated? What's your plan when you go into any kind of trip or vacation or something like this?
Go ahead,
Ashley. Let's start with you.
I feel like for me, it's just understanding, or making sure that people understand that, like, all movement counts, whether, like, we're in Vegas, so like where we're walking to and where we're going, or finding like those fun activities that you can do with your family where you are moving your body, but you're not necessarily in the gym, but you're getting out there and you're not just obviously like laying around. I mean, that's fun. We laid by the pool, but you guys also, like, you guys went rock climbing. I seen, like, there's so many different activities that you can do that involve moving your body so that you can feel better, which plays all the roles in digestion and all the things, so that you're also feeling good on vacation. So I feel like just understanding that all of that movement counts, and it'll help you feel good while you're on vacation.
Yeah, and for me, it's more of getting up and doing some kind of movement just to get my mindset right. I don't care that I'm not on vacation. Like, the girls weren't even with me, but me personally, like, I have to work out for my mindset to be right, or I have to move my body. So as long as me and Laura, the last day, I think we went on like a 3-mile walk.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like moving our body and sweating and just getting outside and doing something active.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And movement is different for everyone, like you're saying. So like Alice and I went on that walk, but Ashley, you were talking about some of the other things that we were lucky enough to do and some of the things you did in Vegas. You know, I think that we have such an all or nothing perspective, like our society does. Like, if you don't go to the gym, it didn't count. That whole idea that yes, it counts. And that there needs to be, you know, you are decompressing a little bit. If you know that for like Allison and myself, we were like, man, we just need to move for our mindset, like to make us feel like, okay, like we feel accomplished. And it's a stress reliever. We didn't need to go to the gym. We just needed to move. So what is that movement for you? Maybe it's getting up and it's stretching. Maybe it's going through a 20-minute stretch. Maybe it's doing some yoga. Maybe it's, we went for a walk. One morning I got up and I went with some other friends in our group and went for a run. It was a jog. I shouldn't say run. I was definitely like, people, we need to jog, not run. There were some runners in the group. But we went horseback riding. Like, that's exercise. Because we were laughing later, for those of you out there. Allison was like, why are my inner and outer thighs so sore? You know, it was exercise. And it's something we weren't used to doing. We went e-biking. What else was there? Ashley, did you do any of the other activities? I know there was like archery and all kinds of stuff we could have done.
There was shooting. That was a big one that husband wanted to do. And then we did the horseback riding.
Yeah. So just knowing humans are meant to move.
Yeah.
And part of being hydrated is movement.
Yeah.
If you are not moving and you're drinking water, you're not actually hydrating, because you've got to move your tissues to get the water into your cellular structures. So it's just that movement. I always joke, because everyone that, again, watches my social knows that I am obsessed with Disney. I love Disney. People, when we go to Disney, I'm like, we're opening the parks, we're closing the parks. That sometimes means like 35,000 steps. That's a lot of movement. That all counts. So I think that's important, whether it is literally because you want to get your digestion, Ashley, as you said, get your digestion going, helping to hydrate yourself, or Allison talking about mindset and how it just helps you get your mind right and prepared for the day. You know, I think we need to consider that. And then just know that if you can, so for us, we were lucky, again, I think, because we had people with us who were willing to do those things with us. Like Allison and I went for a walk together. You know, if you can get the family together, get your friends together, get the people that are on this trip to do a little something with you, right? That's just good stuff. It's good stuff because it creates community, and it's a great experience.
Even if you don't have anyone, like if you're on a family vacation and no one really moves or does anything, I'm sure if you ask people to go for a walk, they'll go walk around the block or something. But you might have to be the one to motivate others. So you might have to get your mindset right to want others to join you as well.
Love it.
And we understand that, because sometimes it's not easy. We don't always wake up every single morning, oh my God, we're going to move our bodies today. And we're going to go to the gym, and we're going to, as two toddlers are fighting in the living room. Like, that's not my first thought sometimes. So
I love that you say that.
That is my thought, to get away and get my mindset right. But sometimes we just have to sit and think, like, what we're grateful for. What are our goals? Just because we're on vacation, like, you still have to have your goals in front of you at all times. Your kids are watching. Your family's watching. There's so many things that can go into it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of memes or tweets lately saying, you know, I was it's talking about, you know, how we, especially like children and or whoever you're a role model to, because I'm here to tell you, every single person that I can see on this list live right now, you are a role model to someone. There is someone in your life that is watching you, and you can set that example. That movement and prioritizing a healthy lifestyle is important, because I think you know, we celebrate this kind of like party lifestyle. And then if someone wants to get up and like go take a walk, they're like, what's wrong with you? And we've really got it backwards. That's totally twisted. Like, we should be celebrating the people who, you know, are getting up and moving. And I'm not talking about the ones who necessarily look fit or are perceived as fit. I'm just talking about the people putting in the work. Like, it doesn't matter what size you are. If you're getting up and you're moving, that's amazing, because not very many people are motivated to do that because it is hard. Yeah. And it's a, you know, do kids ever not want to go to recess?
All right.
They want to go to recess. So what happens as adults? Why do we not want to go take recess? That's our recess. This is adult recess. We should want to go to recess. We should want to play. So you know, that for me, it is. I'm like, yay, it's recess. Can I make recess the whole day?
Yeah, seriously.
So.
No, yes. And I agree with you. And like, I know we can kind of go into like, I know each one of us has like our own accountability groups.
Yeah.
And we are very good with keeping everyone accountable. And we have our own groups running right now, all the same idea. Okay. So like, we're all running with the same products. We're all like teaching the same things. And we are all here to help you guys stay accountable to your goals. And anything you need help with, that's why we're here. But we do have awesome sales going on right now, awesome accountability groups going on. I mean, our products are the best of the best. I'm not gonna lie. I know Laura can talk a little bit about, like, we have been talking so much about the 5-day drop, and we wanted to touch on it a little bit because we still get questions every single day of what it is. Is it really just like a quick fix? Are you going to drop 5 pounds and then gain the weight back right when you're done the 5 days, right? All these questions we have coming in. So we would love to chat a little bit more so you guys can maybe understand what we're doing and the idea of the 5-day drop.
Yeah. So one of the things that I have always coached is gut health. And gut health is a bit of a specialty of mine because we really have 3 brains. We have the brain that we all think of. Our second brain, though, is our gut. It sends almost as many signals, neurological style signals out as our brain itself. And then the last one is your heart. You can actually, it sends signals out as well and can be felt outside of our bodies. But our gut is in charge. We're finding out now, when you start looking at the science, our gut is in charge of so many, it's metabolic things, and really determines, you know, the speed of your metabolism, how well you absorb micro and macronutrients. But it's also in charge of our mood and, you know, determining kind of mental health. So if you can get your gut right, not only are you going to heal inflammation and automatically, you know, shrink your body because you're going to get rid of just inflammation in general at the cellular level, but you're going to see that suddenly your metabolism is going to start working better. And the best way to think about it is this. Our body is literally like a car. Do you want a Ford POS, as the saying goes, or do you want a Ferrari? Well, I'm over here to tell you I'm driving a Ferrari. And so why would I ever treat my Ferrari like I would a crappy piece of car? You know, with a Ferrari, you're going to put the best gas in it. You're going to put the oil in it. You're never going to skip an oil change. Like, you're going to take such good care of that car. You get one body, and yet you're treating it like a $500 car that you're just like clunking around in because you're putting crap products in it. You're never changing the oil. So you're never doing a kind of detox by cleansing out your liver and your gut. And then you're just continuing to put crap gas and stuff in it all the time, leaving French fries in the back seat. Like, what is happening here? We have got to have Ferraris at all times. So when you think about what the 5-day drop does, it actually is a oil change for your car, your body. So you're going to help scrub everything out a little bit, like, let's get better gas mileage. And then suddenly when you start eating all these good things, your body's like, yummy. And it's like absorbing all those micronutrients. It's all the inflammation is going to go away. So suddenly you're like, whoa, I had 5 pounds of inflammation. Yes, you did, because you weren't changing your oil.
Yeah, true.
So it really works that way. It's a gut health reset. So it's going to help your metabolism work better. So it's a long-term fix.
Right.
When we talk about being able to, now you're on the right path, you can continue in a healthy lifestyle. So it's not suddenly going to gain back.
Right.
It's not some water pill or some magic thing. It's literally talking about healing your gut.
Yeah. And I think too, just for people to understand, it's so simple, it's easy. Anyone can really do this. You know, you don't have to be like a professional like us for it to be successful for you. It's so simple. And then you obviously will have the guidance from us, the coaching, and all the things that you could possibly need to be successful in those 5 days, but then also to continue on. Like, we have it down packed, ready for you. I think one of the things that I love and I wanted to share too is that people are able to see when they get on this 5 days, they are able to see what daily habits that maybe they had that they didn't have. Because I work with a lot of mamas, you know, we all have kids. And so they're able to see, like, how often are you really snacking when your toddler snacks? Are you really, like, you know, our kids eat a ton. Like, are you eating their leftovers? Are you snacking with them? You know, all those things, yeah, all those things that, like, maybe you didn't realize. And then after the 5 days are done and you're feeling good, you get to think about, like, okay, you're aware. What habits am I gonna bring back? Like, are you gonna start doing that again, or are we gonna kind of like cut back? You know, I have some people that love their glass of wine at night, and they substituted with our tea, and they love it, and they're feeling good. And it's like, there's some changes that are happening. And so aside from like the products being great and the results, I love that it really is like this eye opener for people to see what habits maybe they have that they aren't aware of, and then, you know, continue on with these great sustainable results.
Yeah. And I totally agree with that, because when I went into prep, it was a big eye opener for me, just eating snacks of my kids that they didn't finish. Mm-hmm. And I know I've coached so many moms on the 5-day drop, and they are all saying the same thing, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're constantly getting snacks out. Oh, I'll just have one of these. I'll just have one of these. Like, it does add up, and it's crazy to think that you're doing it so mindlessly, right? Like, you don't even think about it.
I love that you two shared that, because I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of forgotten. At 22 and 19, that's not happening over here. I've got the opposite end of the spectrum. I've got all of these perimenopausal, menopausal friends like me who have no appetite and grew up with snack wells and the 90s of fat-free food where we just should be skinny. So don't eat, just don't eat. So right. They're like the opposite. They're like, well, I have to eat every 2 hours. What? Every 2.5 hours? Because they're over there eating like 700 calories a day, thinking I'm going to get skinny. Like, you got to feed these muscles, right?
But also, like, even the moms, like, even though they're snacking mindlessly, but they're also not eating enough calories or the right calories.
Okay, so nutrition, the actual nutrition itself.
Like, yeah, it's easy to eat the goldfish, the animal crackers, all of those things that you're feeding your kids, right? But the vegetables, the good carbs, the stuff that keeps you full and satisfied.
So will you elaborate on, because both of you have touched on the idea that they're getting support. When you say support and we're talking about food, nutrition, what exactly, tell them what they're getting in the 5-day drop. Like, give them an idea.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, so they're going to get their portion breakdown. They're going to get like their shopping guide, which I think is huge, because they go shopping, they're going to get what they need. But then when we're done, once again, it's like, okay, so this weekend when they go shopping again, what are you going to get? Did you love that snack that you had? Are we going to use this snack here now? And so I think that that's really huge, like I said, and just like continuing with these great habits, these new habits, so that they can continue with their results. So yeah, Allison, I'll let you keep going, but portion sizes, the grocery shopping list.
Yeah, and I think it's everything's laid out for you. So literally the times you need to eat, the times you need to drink the drinks, like, it's literally a schedule. So like, you can set timers on your phone and be like, oh, I need to drink this now. I need to eat this snack now. And it's going to get your metabolism going. I have people that are waking up and they're actually hungry. That means your metabolism is working. That's what you want.
Yeah. Now, Ashley, you mentioned tea, and Allison, you're saying drink these drinks. I want to make sure that we clarify. This is not a detox tea, which is something that exists out there that has been under a lot of scrutiny. We're talking about electrolytes, and then we do encourage drinking green tea as a nice energy source for when you're struggling a little bit. So we're not doing a detox tea or anything like that.
Real food.
Real
food that you can buy at the grocery store.
Thank you for specifying.
Yes,
I think that's important.
This food at the grocery store.
And so the 5-day drop, great, love it, and it's all really simple. But people, this is gonna sound like an infomercial. We actually have a sale. Wait, there's more.
If you don't love a sale, then we're not friends.
Facts. If you don't love getting free things, we are not friends.
Exactly.
And we actually have free items right now, right?
Yep.
So if you guys are looking for more information, whoever you resonate with or are connected with in this live, please message us later. And honestly, any of us will help, and we'll get you connected to the right person. Yeah. So if you're like, I'm not sure, then we'll get you connected. We've all done the 5-day drop, all three of us. And I'm here to tell you personally, I did it right before I went to Disney. Shocker. And then I filmed, the day I was in, first day I was in Disney, I filmed a little like workout thing, and people are like, what is happening? I'm like, well, I did this secret thing that we're launching just now, because they all thought I was going to go compete, because I had zero inflammation. Like, my skin was right on my muscle with craziness. But I think that between the 5-day drop and the sale that we've got going on, where you can get free pre-workout, you can get free post-workout, there's just a lot of solutions we can help people with.
Yep.
All right, ladies, I am so happy that we got together for this. And you know what we're going to be doing, you guys, for those of you who are on here? We're going to be doing more of these lives. We're super excited that we're going to make this a series.
Yeah.
So please, please, please message any of us, all of us, and let us know the types of things you want to hear, because we're going to keep these rolling on Fridays at 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern. I'm like, think what time zone? You people figure out the ones in between. I'm giving you those 2 time zones. So we're super pumped, and we'll be back here next Friday. So let us know what you guys want to hear about.
Yeah, any topics, anything that you want us to discuss, let us know.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies. Love seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.